Hello, this is Don Burnside with Axway. Today we're going to take a look at the Syncplicity desktop application for Windows 10. You can do a lot of powerful things with the Syncplicity client on your desktop computer. Let's go and get into it so we can see what it'll do. First thing you're going to do is click on the up arrow down next to the clock, find your Syncplicity icon, and go ahead and click on it. That'll bring your Syncplicity application right up. You'll notice we have a couple of options right from the get-go: Manage Recent, Online, Syncplicity, and Settings. Syncplicity here is going to open your Syncplicity folder in your desktop. As you'll see, there's our S drive folder, our Syncplicity folder. If we go back to the application and if we click Online, that's going to open the Syncplicity online file browser right here in our Windows, in our default web browser. Do a lot of cool things in here too. We're not going to talk about that right now. If we come back to our application, so we still have Settings, Recent, and Manage. Recent will show you recent files that have been downloaded. You might see something here, you might not. It could be really handy if you go, oh, I know I just saw a notification for that. It'll show up right here. But we do want to start off with Settings. So here in the Settings, you've got your account information. You're going to see the email and the computer name for this particular installation of Syncplicity. You're going to see what notifications are allowed. Now these notifications are the ones that appear down here in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So anytime a file's been downloaded, any sync errors, and then of course the app tab in your Office apps. You can turn all these on or turn them off. Recommended, leave them on. We have this one here, it's called Shared Subfolders, where the check mark here says Displayed Shared Subfolders at the root level of Syncplicity. We're going to show you what that one means here. Let's move this guy out of our way. Let's go and open up our Syncplicity folder. So here's our Syncplicity folder right here. So in my awesome project folder, I have the project Share This. And you can tell I've shared this out because it's got the little icon. It looks like I've shared it out. But because I've shared that out, it's now appearing right here in my Syncplicity folder. Now if you don't want that to appear this way and you actually want to be able to drill into your folders to see the subfolders, you can just uncheck this. And that folder no longer will appear in your Syncplicity folder, but it is still right where it belongs. But if you want to see everything that got shared in your Syncplicity folder, just go ahead and click that back and you'll see it comes right back on. You can also unlink your computer. This isn't necessary unless somebody in IT or somebody on the help desk has actually asked you to do this, because this will unlink this computer from your Syncplicity account and remote wipe all data from it. Well, all Syncplicity data. Here on the support tab, you have a lot of options. You can get help, send feedback, send a log file. This will be the support's asked you for a log file about Syncplicity. And then of course this is the ever popular is the version. So you're going to see here that as of this recording, the latest version is 6.1.1.190603143. The only part you really need to know is the 6.1.1. You can go to the storage tab. Here on the storage tab, you're going to see all the storage that's going on with your Syncplicity account: active, versions deleted, available, and your storage quota. Local storage graph right here, your sync drive cache size. It's best to leave these alone unless someone tells you otherwise. Here you can also clear your sync drive cache. You can also clear your sync drive favorites. Your sync drive cache is any file that has been you've opened from a sync drive and it's now cached on your computer. But if you want to free that hard drive space up, you can clear the sync drive cache. Really, again, not necessary. Then we have the Advanced tab. Here on the Advanced tab, you can manage your bandwidth limit. You can also manage your excluded file types. If we look at the bandwidth limit, this is really handy if you are on metered bandwidth. So here you can pause syncing on private networks, for example. You can limit your upload and download speed as well. And you can also manage excluded file types. Now your administrator might already have some listed here for you, but if there's any others that you want to exclude, let's say for example that you don't want any song files to be in your Syncplicity, we can go and add star.mp or .mp3 and those files will be excluded. You can remove that just by clicking on the X. Here is displayed advanced options when creating shared links. That'll display the advanced options for you when you create shared links, password and that manner of things. If we go back to our Syncplicity application, we'll notice we have one more button here to explore, and that's the Manage. I'm going to click on here. The Manage tab has a lot of power. We can do a lot of things here. In fact, we're going to be looking at this with our Syncplicity folder at the same time here in just a moment. But what you're looking at is a replication of everything that's in your Syncplicity account. So you're going to see any folder that's been either shared out or shared with you, any folder that you own, if it's a sync drive folder, if it's a local folder, all of them right here. Now you might see a lot more folders in this. This is just for my demonstration, just so we can get an idea of what it does. Now we have some filters that we can play with. We have folder locations up here at the top, so you can say all locations. You can choose local only, and local only is going to be folders like your desktop documents. Those have to be local folders. You can also set these to be remote. Now remote folders are folders that are in your Syncplicity account, but they're only available in your online file browser, so through your web browser. They're not available on your desktop typically. And then sync drive, and that'll be everything else. Of course, if you want to see everything, just click all locations. You can also specify what sharing filters you want to use here. So this will show you any that are private and shared, which is essentially all folders. If you want to see private only, that's going to be folders that you own by yourself and you haven't shared these out. And then of course you can see shared only, and this will show any that are shared with you or that you've shared out. And if we do the shared only, you'll notice that the ownership changes. So here we can set to any ownership owned by you or owned by others. So if I go owned by me, these are folders that I've shared. You'll notice that they're blue with white heads. That's how I know they're mine and I shared them out. If I want to choose owned by others, you'll see those are these right here, and we know these are owned by others because they're white with blue heads in the middle, which we can see right here. As you're scrolling through here, you can tell right away which folders you actually own because they're solid blue, which folders that you own and have shared, blue and white, and then which folders have been shared with you, white and blue. You can also do a search on them here. So let's say, for example, I want to see Epic. Then it'll show me my Epic data folder. And then we have 3 buttons down here. With these buttons, we have quite a lot of power. Let's go ahead and scoot this guy over out of our way, and let's open up our Syncplicity folder. So you're going to notice the impressive project and the magnificent files. Neither one of those are appearing in my Syncplicity folder. And you're going to notice here that they're sync drive, but they say sync to this computer. That means that these are remote. So remember, if we went back here and we chose remote, those two show up. Means they're not going to appear here. Okay? But we can fix that. Let's say we want that impressive project folder to appear. We can just click sync to this computer, and we choose sync now. There it is. Now, at the same time as how that works, the reason why I did that is I was done with this project and I didn't want to see those files or folders on my desktop any longer. So all I had to do was come in here and choose stop synchronization. And what I do when I do that, you'll see it's been removed from my Syncplicity folder, still in my Syncplicity account, just been offloaded to the cloud only. Really, really handy. So let's do that again with this Epic Data folder. So you'll see we've got our Epic Data folder, but I don't need this folder on my desktop any longer. I just want it contents in the cloud only. So I'm just going to choose Stop Synchronization. And you'll see it's no longer in my Syncplicity folder, but it is still in my account. And anybody that I've shared it with still has access to this folder. I just don't have direct access to it on my desktop. We're going to go and put it back. You can also manage participants by clicking the Manage Participants. So you'll see everybody who's been added as a participant on this folder. You'll see that I'm the owner, and then our other Axway training user is an editor. We can add participants from here as well. We can also remove a participant by clicking on this X. And if we click on that, that'll take them away as soon as we click Save. Then we go and close that. Now our Epic Data folder, you'll see, is no longer shared. And then finally we have some more options. Here we can delete a folder, browse online, open and explore, or view storage details. Deleting a folder is really powerful stuff. So let's say, for example, that our awesome project, we're done with it. Not only am I done with it, but I no longer need anything here and I want it gone. I want to delete it all the way. So what I can do is I can come to this awesome project and then I can stop synchronization, which is going to remove it from my computer. Then I can come to more options and I can choose delete folder. Once I click delete folder and I click yes, you'll notice that that folder no longer appears in my Syncplicity account, no longer appears on my desktop. And of course we can retrieve that later. We'll talk about that another time. Finally, you can also browse online. And you do the same by, if you double click on one of these folders, that will open it here in your Windows Explorer. But if you want to see it, if you want to manipulate this on the web browser, you just go right here, choose Browse Online. And that's going to open the folder in your web browser. And you'll see here my desktop folder is empty, but it opened it anyway. And then finally, view storage details. If we go here, there's all the details of our storage. That's using the Syncplicity Windows client.